NSJT, no secrets is truth. Jazrael, Emil, Kavan, timeless. We have to stop looking at the clock as if the clock is going to solve all our major problems. Like all of a sudden, the clock is just going to be like, "Hey, this is how you handle this. This is what you're going to do." For me, I look at my life in sections. Yes, I live moment by moment, but I don't look at the clock. The clock does not determine what I do or how I do it. It's one of the things that you learn when you start understanding um, Zen philosophy, Buddhism. You begin to realize that the clock is not your friend. It will never be your friend. It will always be the source of disappointment. If you live by the clock, then you're going to spend your whole life running around doing things in a half measure. You're not going to reach your full potential. It's one of the reasons why I started being a life coach in the first place, is to get people to understand that your life is based on what you do, the deeds that you do, not by the clock. Yes, it is a race of time that we live in, hoping that we have enough time to do the work that we were sent here to do. But at the same time, you can't clock what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're a plumber. It's not like you're an electrician and you have to bill by the hour. So in that fashion, even though we have to fit work and we have to fit our social lives and we have to fit all these things into a day, we have to take it step by step. Work, if you work 8 hours or more, okay, do what you have to do at work. Don't look at the clock, do your best, and move forward. Now, when it comes to your personal life, you can stretch it as long as you want to. Today is today, and you do what you can today, and leave tomorrow for another day. Promise nothing is one of the things I tell my students all the time. Do not promise anything because you cannot guarantee your promises. Now, if you know for sure that you can do something to better somebody else's life, or you know for sure that you're going to come through, then you say, "Hey, I can do such and such." But do not put it on a time clock. Do not say that, "Hey, I'll meet you for lunch at 12 o'clock. How about lunch around 12? That's what you say, because you don't want to show up late. You don't want to increase somebody's expectations of who you are. Timeless is the way we should live and how we should live. In a position of not worrying about this, not worrying about that, but studying the nature of life. From that, you will gain wisdom. Because life is beautiful when you don't restrict it to a certain time, when you don't restrict it to a certain place, when you don't restrict it to a certain feeling. Life begins to fill up that time, and it is beautiful. Living moment by moment has taught me that beauty is majorly in the eye of the beholder. And the eye of the beholder means it's in your hands. I teach event, action, and outcome, EAO, because the event is your life. The event is what's going on at that moment. And you deal with that event and you choose your actions. You have to begin to slow your life down so that you can understand your actions and how your actions will determine what the outcome will be. Sometimes we do things blindly. We do things because we don't have enough time. We do things because we believe that the clock is running out on us. When the actuality, the clock is just a reminder that this is how you live. This is how you accomplish this. Yeah, if you set a time limit on the amount of time you spend with your kids, then yeah, you can feel satisfied that I spent 4 hours with my kid. But at the same time, that's not how your kid looks at you. Your kid looks at you without barriers, without boundaries, without time, without anything, without restriction. because they're young. We have to remember what the child in us is like when we had no restrictions, no boundaries, no limits to what we can do. We have to believe that being timeless is the way to go, is the way to move forward. I mean, even though there will be people who will listen to this and disagree with me and believe that the clock is the determination of what we do, I disagree. I, I'm willing to debate it because not one moment that you have in your life can be quantified by a clock. It can't be summarized by how long you did something. It's about what you do, the deeds. And I can't stress that the most. It is your deeds, it is your action, it is what you say that fills that time, it fills that gap. And when you begin to fill that gap, you begin to fill that time and that void, and that becomes something. You're an artist. You are a shaper of the day. You are the the, the greatest invention of life. You are able to consciously make decisions whether to wear a blue shirt or a red shirt or a yellow shirt, whether to wear these pants or that pants or these shoes or that shoes. You have the ability to choose things. What you eat, what you do, how you do it, where you go, how far you're willing to go. I believe in being timeless, walking around without time. Yes, every now and then look down at the clock so that you know where you are and how long you've been somewhere. That's true. But remember that it's about what you do with that time, that section, that block. If you have to look at life through time and say, this is what I must do, then that's fine. But make sure that you put room in there for the deeds that you have to accomplish. You know, everybody needs love. Everybody needs praise. Everybody needs to know that what they're doing and who they are is important. I'm a firm believer in that you reward people for giving their time to you because that's their part of their life that they'll never get back. It's the time that they spend with you. They'll never get that back. When they're comforting you, they'll never get that back. That time that they use to do that. And that's how you have to measure what you plan to do with your life is what are you going to do with your time? How are you going to react to every situation that comes up? For me, I do scenarios in my mind of certain things and of this goes this way, of this goes that way, because I want to know how I feel with that outcome. So when that outcome does happen, I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm ready to face the day. I'm ready to face the moment. I'm ready to face whatever comes my way. And I do that in a timeless fashion. Every day, I spend a little time thinking about what I'm going to do for the day and how I'm going to approach the day and what the day is going to hold. There are things I keep in mind. I keep in mind that I want to record. I keep in mind that I want to write. I keep in mind that I want to express some kind of knowledge to somebody. I want to talk to this person. I want to talk to that person. But I also know that you can get lost in time. Sometimes erasing the boundaries of life, you get lost. And it's important to always have that structure of having people in your life who have one solid job. I can't stress it enough. When I tell my students, it's like building a house. You cannot build a house alone. Although there are some people who build their perfect dream house mostly by themselves, I give them credit. But most houses are built with plumbers, electricians, architects, the foremen, the workers, and each person has a job to do. No, neither the person is doing the same job as the other person. And that's how you have to organize your life. Someone who is a spiritual advisor, someone who is the person that gives you nothing but truth, someone who loves you without a doubt and will always love you no matter what, someone who fulfills your need of being alive, someone who gives you praise, and I'm sorry to say, someone who sucks up to you. They look up to you. So there's nothing wrong with having someone sucking up to you. That's just what it is. It makes you feel better. It just does. I don't know why, but it just does. I'm just keeping it real. This is not grandma's kitchen. I don't put sugar on nothing, so I'm just being real. But once you have that structure, it's important, very important, that you rely on that structure. You don't deviate from that structure. You don't ask someone who is a spiritual advisor to tell you the truth. They're there to only advise you about your spiritual duties, your responsibilities to your faith, to your God. That's the only job that they have. They don't have the job of telling you nothing but the truth about your situation because it becomes complex. Because with a spiritual guide, they they have to navigate waters that you are already traveled through, that you are traveling through now, and what you have to travel through in the future. You cannot bind them by telling you, tell me the truth. You can't bind them by that because sometimes the truth is not to be revealed to you until a certain time. Sometimes it's not the spiritual duty of that person to tell you the truth. Now, the person that you go to that tells you the truth, they can't be your spiritual advisor because their job is to tell you the truth no matter what the truth is, no matter how hard it is. Their job is to tell you the truth, not pick you up off the floor after the truth hits you, but to just tell you the slam honest truth. And that's hard. It's hard. I juggle, my mom calls me a jack of all trades and a master of none, which is true, besides the fact that I have mastered everything that I have tried to do. I, I find it hard to juggle all these things at the same time. Even though I'm a life coach and that's what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to be honest, I'm supposed to be truthful, I'm supposed to be merciful, a comforter, I'm supposed to be a spiritual guide, I'm supposed to be so many things all in one. It's hard. I live in a timeless world, a world without boundaries or limits or anything that stops me from being who I am. It's rare that you become a person that's like a life coach. It's not a job for everybody. It's not something that I would say is rewarding because there's ups and downs. Some days you win and some days you lose. Some days people follow your advice accurately and do exactly what you say. And sometimes people wander off and do their own thing. And you have to be prepared for that. You know, you have to be prepared to be alone for the rest of your life. That's something that you have to be prepared for. You have to be prepared for a relationship for however long it lasts because nothing lasts forever except for the immortal dreams of your soul. I'm a person who has chosen his career over having a personal life. I have to deal with that every single day. Not everybody has to deal with that because they have a life. They have a personal life. But they're locked in their personal life. Even though they may want to change this and change that, they're locked in. For me, I love the freedom of being just me. I love the freedom of being an outcast. I love the freedom of being a life coach. I love the freedom of being in a space where everything is timeless, where the flowers I see are beautiful because they exist in a certain amount of time. I love the way the sun rises and sets. I love the way the moon shows its face. I love the stars. I love the air that I breathe. I love myself. I love everything about everything. Taking that moment in and enjoying that moment, knowing that I could have lost my breath, I could have died just in that moment, but yet I'm still alive. That is the testimony of anybody who deserves to live, is that I am still alive. Even though so many things have happened, I have stood the test of time. I have stood the ability of being who I am, and I have allowed myself to evolve. You have to give yourself room to evolve and grow. You can't be the same person that you was when you were 5. You can't be the same person that you was when you was 10. You can't be the same person that you was when you were 20. You have to begin to understand that you're going to grow. And yes, time has a factor in that, but at the same time, you have to review your life. I spend one day a week reviewing everything I did for that week and to see if I can do something better in the next week, move forward in the next week. So, timeless is about living with the responsibility that life is amazing. Life has many avenues to go down, life has many paths. Life decides what you are and who you are. Sometimes we forget that and we try to create ourselves in an image of something else. Life makes our image. We don't. We shape the day. That's all we do is shape the day, shape the moment. We don't do anything else but that. When we look in the mirror and we see who we are, it has nothing to do with what we did. It has everything to do with what life did for us. And we repay the elements and the spirit of the earth back by doing what is good, what is pure, what is wonderful. We create the wonders of our own mind in our day. So if you decide that you want to live life timeless, remember that the clock does not show you who you are. You show the clock who you are. You show time what you can do with its restraints and its boundaries and its chains. You break free and mold and shape the day you expect to live. You, yourself. Don't expect someone else to do it for you because it's not going to happen. It's just the truth. You were born alone and you're going to die alone. You will always look at life through the one-way mirror of your soul and your body. That's just life. No one will ever know you as much as you know yourself because you spent so much time being you. Only you know the mistakes that you've made. Only you know the success that you have and the victories that you have won. Only you, not the world. Sometimes other people will see and praise you and worship you because you have done such good and grand and great things. But you have to remember, those things were only accomplished because you believed in who you are, what you're going to be, and where you're going to go. You only made it because of your deeds. Your victories are won because of what you decided to do with the life that you have been given, with the time that you have been given. We don't know the day nor the hour that our lives will be taken away. Some people live long, some people live short. But our mission is to do what God's will is. And if you want to know what God's will is, take some time away from the world. Be timeless. Meditate. Dream. Do what is best for you and do what is best for those around you. Build a temple. that will stand the test of time and the storms of life. Is all I can say to you.